Welcome back to RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. This is just going to be a quick little hitter on Friday morning. I'm working on the fantasy video, and I caught wind that there was a penalty report that came out for Unadilla. Normally these come out way earlier in the week, but apparently this one was really late. So I just looked at it, and there's a lot of names on there and a lot of infractions, way more than normal. It almost feels like a Formula One style of penalty sheet. So I just thought we would go over it real quick, and I'd give you the deets on them. So this is dated the day of the race. Obviously, that might just be telling you when the race is. I don't know if there might be a reason why it came out so late. But race director communication, Unadilla National Motocross. Only one for the 250, so I'm going to do that one first, and then we'll do the 450. There are, like a dozen over there. 250 Moto 2, RJ Hampshire. Failure to bring bike to impound after second moto. Verbal warning to team manager. It doesn't really mean anything. Failing to bring your bike back after the moto. Obviously, I mean, you get some amateur motocross fans in here and they'll be screaming foul, but it's not a big deal. Obviously a verbal warning, not a big deal. And then this one also not a big deal. Chris Canning jumping on wheels in the ground, section 4. I wish that we had a map of the track of what the sections are, because that doesn't help a fan at all. But loss of his fastest lap, not a big deal. But there were a lot of cutting. There was a lot of cutting during the race. And I have something else interesting to bring up that I couldn't find. But here it is. Freddie Norton's the first one. Track cut at section 32 to 33, passing 2 riders in the first moto. Loss of 3 positions. So obviously this one's pretty open and shut. You're always going to lose. Same with Supercross. If you cut the track and you gain positions, you will lose those positions plus 1 additional position. The interesting thing here is they have not updated the official results. So if you go and look at the official results, I'll zoom it in here so you can see it. They have Freddie going 12-14, so 12th in the first moto, but he finished 12th, and so it hasn't reflected yet. I don't know if that's coming or what, but if you're looking like I did to see where everybody finished out, it didn't really change. They didn't change the official results, which I thought was weird. He ended the day with 16 points, and if we look at the rider point standings, Noren has still 16 points. So no idea what any of this means, but that should bump him down. So obviously he went 15-14, and that would have put him behind Gilbert. So Gilbert would have moved up to 13 overall. Noren would have slotted down 1. That would have changed things in fantasy, though, because I think that might have put Noren on the bubble of losing double points. We'll see how that shakes out. Dylan Ferrandis lost 1 championship point. No positions, though, but 1 championship point for jumping on wheel on ground light / flag at section 13. There are actually a couple of these that we'll go through, but Ferrandis got it 1 point. No big deal, especially for a guy that's not in the title hunt. Ryan Dungey, however, jumped and passed a rider on wheels on ground at section 13. So the exact same section. The difference here that I thought was interesting is he loses a position and a point, but he should have lost 2, because if he also passed a rider, you're supposed to lose the position and an additional position. But whatever, never change AMA. I don't know what's going. And then Ferrandis getting another one, by the way, jumping wheels on the ground and cutting inside track marker at section 27. Now, of course, cutting inside the track marker is not nearly as big of a deal as cutting a section. If you see the little, the little yellow things on the center of or on the inside of the track. Again, this is where it's similar to Formula One, where the wheels can go outside of the line a few times, and they're cool about it. But if it's a repeated offense, they'll get, they'll take more offense to it. So not a big deal here. You have to go all the way to page 2 because there were that many of them. Ryan Dungey also cutting inside track marker at section 27, but this one specifies 2 times. And I'm like, who is the person watching this? I'm actually honestly really impressed by the AMA here. But he's getting a written warning and a fine because he did it 2 times. Obviously, no idea what the fine would be, but Dylan did it once, just a written warning. Dungey did it twice, that's a written warning and a fine. Interestingly enough, Christian Craig cuts the track 4 times. Same section, by the way. All these guys are cutting the exact same section. 4 times he did this, and he still just gets a written warning and a fine. And I'm obviously not here trying to advocate that Christian Craig should lose points or positions, but 4 laps is a lot. In one moto, that's a lot of laps that he cut that. So something of note. And then, of course, Jace Kessler did it once. Ronnie Stewart did it twice. Not a big deal. They must have either talked to somebody, maybe had like a little rider meeting, or maybe just put out a memo to all of the teams. Like, hey, everybody, maybe don't cut that in 450 Moto 2, because obviously it did not happen, or at least there are no infractions. I can't say it didn't happen, but there are no infractions for the second Moto. So they either cleaned it up, they put out a bulletin, or something along those lines. We probably will never know, unfortunately. But I just wanted to give you guys this one. I'm not going to drag it out too much longer. I don't want to hold you up. If you like this kind of video, give me a like, leave a comment, and let me know that you want more of this kind of just quick breaking news type stuff. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want more of this. And if you want to help me out, just consider joining me on Patreon. $5 a month is just $1 a week, and you're entered to win race used and autograph memorabilia. I got a Dean Wilson jersey I'm giving away currently. I have another jersey I'm really excited about next month. And for $10 for the second tier, you get a lot of Pulp MX fantasy help, extra cheat sheets, podcasts, all that stuff if you're into that. So I'd love to have you over there. But either way, I will see you on race day. My name is Donnie. This is RotoMoto, and keep it pinned to the weekend.